Hey, so welcome back, and this is another daily code problem. So today it's called average salary of departments versus company, and it's a hard level SQL problem. And so I won't show you the answer just yet, but what you're given is two tables here. One's the main salary table, then you just have a smaller table that just links the employee ID as a foreign key to this table so that you can join it to get the department ID that employee is in. And other than that, all the main core columns that you need is in this table here. And so it's given you the ID, so like the distinct identifier for the table, the particular employee ID, as well as the amount that employee got paid, and then the particular pay date that they got paid on. Okay, so now that's the schema, but what we actually want to do here is we want to figure out whether or not for every single department, for every single month, did that department get an average salary that's greater or say equal or less than the average salary of all the departments. Okay, so I'll repeat that again. So you want to figure out, was this particular department for this particular pay month, did they have an average salary for that whole department that was, and you output here, if it was the same or if it was less than or greater than the average salary of like all of the departments, so company wide. Okay, so to do that, one quick catch here is that you might see that we do want similar rows or similar columns here, but you do actually have to translate this month column so that you're only outputting like the year and the month. So you want to chop off that date. But in order to answer this question, it's simpler to quickly define a CTE. And this will just be used so that we can keep track of, okay, what was the average salary for the department, and also what's the average salary of all the companies. And typically, I find one of the simplest ways to do that is just by using a Windows function, because you can very easily partition the table in order to get that average. And so what that's going to look like is, well, first of all, let's grab this formatted pay month. And we can just do that by taking the left of this particular pay date column here. And we just want like the 7 characters on the left. Okay, and so we want that, but we also want the department ID. And other than that, we want to get this comparison. But in order to do that, we need to actually know what is the like average salary department-wide and average salary company-wide. And so that's what this table is going to get us. So we're essentially, in other words, going to be grabbing the department ID and the pay month from this CTE that we're building. And then we're also going to get the columns here that we need to make the decision of what the comparison is. And so we're going to calculate this comparison just by using a switch case. So typically whenever you have like say like 3 different cases that you want to handle, that usually rings in my head, okay, we want to use a switch case here. And so to do that, you're just going to say, okay, case, and we want to have 3 different cases that we want to consider. And what those are is, okay, was the department average, was it greater than the company average? Or say, was it equal to the company average, or was it less than the company average? And here we just can spit out what the actual answer is for each of these then. And so that would just be, okay, if it's greater than, we can say it's higher. If it is equal to, we just say it's the same. And then if it's less than, we say lower. But in order to actually make these decisions, we actually have to determine what the department and company average is within this CTE. And so let's go ahead and solve that. So we're going to need to query this employee table first of all, as well as we're going to need the salary table. And so we can just join these together using the employee ID. And so let's give these two tables here just an alias, so we can call it emp and salary for short. And so the reason why we need both of these is just so that we can join this. So it's like a flat table with all the columns that we need, which we need the department ID in order to determine what the department average is. And so all that's left is for us to get these aggregated values. And once again, super simple pattern here where all we have to do is take the average of the particular amount that we want. And we're going to do this by partitioning the table. And we can just do this by partitioning in two cases here. So when we're doing the company average, all that we care about is the pay date. And that's from our salary table. So we partition by the pay date. And this is just going to give us then the company average. Great. And other than that, we want to partition by the pay date again for the department average, but we're also going to want to partition by the actual department ID here, which is in our employee table. Okay, so that looks good, I believe. Let's just format this a bit better. Oh, sorry about that. And we're going to select from this, and let's just move these up as well, just so this makes a bit more sense. Okay, so I think that looks good. Let's try running it. Oh, something wrong with the syntax here. Partition, we want the average. Oh, we're gonna do this over, and we're just going to want to partition by this amount. I just got the format wrong. Partition by. Sometimes when you're talking here, it confuses things. Near, so from salary. And we don't want this comma at the end. Oh, so what's wrong here? We just need a distinct. You're gonna have some duplicates because you're just using a Windows function here to aggregate them. So you just want to add a distinct here just to handle that edge case. Great. Yes, that's the hard level SQL problem. So I hope it helped. I think it's a great practice problem. I think really looking at using this CT here to split up the tables and make it simpler for you and have all the data that you need to make your decision. And then knowing, okay, like when I have like 3 different scenarios, I should think of a switch case, and you can just put that logic outside of that query and just use the aggregated data that you resolved by doing this join and just using a Windows function. But yeah, hope it helped, and thanks for watching. See you later.